What's up, Saints and Aints? Welcome back to another episode of Music and Makeup. It feels like I haven't done one of these in a minute. This episode, I'm reviewing the new episode from Willie the Kid Soop, A Fly in My Soup. And on the makeup, I am using the Blend Bunny Blends palette. I've been really practicing and trying to create some new looks. I ain't been having the best go at it, but we gonna keep trying until we get it right. And today I think I'm gonna go with like a dark bluish type situation today. So we'll see what comes up. So let's jump into it. So Willie the Kid recently dropped a new project. This time he collaborated with Ohio producer Soop to give us the album A Fly in the Soup, which I think is a wonderful play on words since Willie's nickname is The Fly, and of course, you know, the producer's name is Soop. Even some of the song titles, they play into the soup theme. There's gazpacho, soup du jour, the roux, which I don't know if you count a roux as a soup, but y'all get the point. Now, I'm new to Soup's production, but I did go through his catalog, and he has a very soulful sound, which I think is perfect for Willie. And I really like the beat for this one song he has called Foresight. That was one of the first songs that I kind of found in his catalog. Extra soulful, and I just felt like, yeah, you know, this was a good match. Now, speaking of the production, I have no notes whatsoever on this album. If it's one thing that Willie is going to do well, it is going to be beat selection. Even with his projects with other producers like V-Don, Bronze Nazareth, Real Bad Man most recently, he has always picked really good beats that go excellent with his flow, that go with the tone of the song. But let's get into some of my favorites from off of this album. The album starts off with the song Sahur, which I think is a great title to start this album because if you all don't know, because Sahur is the pre-dawn meal that you have at Ramadan. And I love this song because the beat is extra jazzy. Y'all know I'm a sucker for like any kind of horn type of situation. On the song, we get two pillars of Willie's style, luxury and giving really good advice. I love the song Pam's Joint. It has like a really 90s like quality to it. And the only reason I really understood that whole line about, you know, who's Braun and who's Carlos Bruiser and, you know, juxtaposition with the lyric being about, you know, like winners and losers. Only reason I know who that man is because I was watching this, don't judge me, this show called King's Court. And it was Mr. Boozer, Tyson Beckford, and this wrestler whose name I cannot remember. Yes, I do. I don't know his last name, but his first name was Thaddeus because they was around there calling him Thaddy Daddy. But anyway, he was probably the most committed to like finding somebody. And I think he did like end up picking somebody, and him and the girl are like still together a year later. So I don't know what Tyson Beckford and Thaddy Daddy was doing, but I know that man took it real serious, and him and the lady are living happily ever after somewhere. I also like the line, instead of the good shit, I go for the great things. And you know, I live by that philosophy. I tell you, Willie's songs are always filled with some kind of advice, and it's always going to be about striving to be the best you that you can be. I also like the line, if you ain't the richest thing, you're in the right room. When I feel like it was, I believe, the first single off the album. Don't quote me on that, but it's the first song that I heard in anticipation to this album. And this is another song with more luxury and good advice. Here Willie says you can buy a watch and still lose timing, and he talks really here too about the importance of letting go of bad habits on this song. Now we get to my top pick on this album, Gazpacho So Cold. Now we get to my top pick on this album, my instant add to the current rotation, and that is Gazpacho So Cold. Now, Soop put his entire foot in this beat. That's another little cooking metaphor for y'all. The vocal sample on here very much gave like gospel music, and then along with the bass, and I don't know if that was an organ too, but then the bass was going up and down like on the scales, and then so was the vocals in tandem with that. Just, I loved every single thing about this beat, okay? Now, not only is the beat fire, again, some of my favorite verses are on this. Made the quota by the second quarter, puff cigars with my cousin, had his second daughter. On second thought, I need a second to recollect. You niggas second rate, never second guess. I stole the show like it's second base, second coming. I'm in first place, right in time for your second line. Then we have the word spirits. I sell Prosecco with my spirits line. I'm in good spirits, good vibe like all the time. And now for the most interesting verse on here. I ain't going back and forth with niggas. The winter's coming and the north remembers. Good women coming on my member. Join now, become a member. Now, damn it, as diabolical as that fucking line is, it's a very excellent use of double entendre. Wild, but excellent use of it. Wilson Nights, that is another song that I like. And more so because, you know, I love some good storytelling in my hip hop. And this one has it in the second verse. Willie talks about running into a woman, you know, that he used to talk to. And I'm feeling this part in, but probably did not end on bad terms. You know how y'all just stop communicating, whatever the case may be. But he lets her know he's seen all of her hard work and her accomplishments and the things that she's been up to, you know, while they have not been in communication. But Willie goes on to pretty much say that they didn't work out because he needed to focus on himself. And while finances, you know, because sometimes people think that's what that means when somebody is not doing great, the man himself was not, or he didn't feel like he was where he needed to be. I'm guessing all of this. Well, no, I'm going to tell you where I draw that from is the line, I'd rather see you smile than to take you shopping. And that kind of goes to say, you know, money can't, not to say money doesn't fix everything, but it's to say that who wants to be with somebody that is not right, they're not whole, they're not in the space that they need to be, and all they can really offer you is money. They can't offer you love, affection, they can't make you smile, they can't give you all of the desires of your heart. And I know somebody's gonna say, well, money is the desire, but I'm just saying, like, they can't be there for you, they can't be present for whatever it is. He went to go fix that in his life first, and then it's like, you know, I just want you to know, girl, it wasn't you, it's just me, and I just had to get myself together. And sometimes people need that. I think closure is a myth, but you know, sometimes it's good to hear, you know, it wasn't you. I saw best regards and safe travels. I love anything with a beat flip. And they talked about how these were two songs that they made into one. And again, I like the concept, and I like the line when he says, you make it further on your own 2 feet. Ain't that the truth? I think so. I've always believed that God bless the child that's got its own and didn't have to put their hand out to get it. I should do a little episode called Willie-lations, just all of the good quotes and life advice, but that's just something to keep you motivated. Now, I also loved Haunted. Excellent bars, but I love the beat for this. Has a really like 1950s feel to it. I love the vocal on here, you know, this heart is haunted. Another one of those that I heard the beat and immediately I was like, oh, I like this song. I don't even need to hear the words. And I like when he says they talk about shit they never did. They survived because they ran and hid. And then I like the end of the song where he says, higher heights, see it through. It's lonely at the top, but it's a nice view. But I like that. And I think that's something, you know, to put on your mind. Just keep striving for higher and better. It might be lonely as you're getting there. Whoa, whoa, whoa. See, I'm catching something here. It might be lonely as you're working your way up there. People may not understand what you're doing. But once you get to where you're going, it's a beautiful view and it will be worth it. What I tell y'all, you can get a lesson on a Willie the Kid album, okay? Then there's the bonus track, Trick or Treat, that's like right on time for Halloween because it's got like this Michael Myers type theme for it. And this is like more, I would say this type of beat is a little bit more sinister than I'm used to Willie rapping on, but body that too. I think that's a really cool bonus track. Fly in the Soup is out now on all streaming platforms. Go take a listen to it. If you have listened to it, let me know down in the comments what you think. It is time for my favorite part of my makeup routine, the lip combo. Since my eyeshadow is so bold, I'm going to go with the lip that is a little bit neutral. To start, I'm going to use the MAC lip pencil in the shade Chestnut. I'm just going to go around the lips. Well, I wish I went in with Cork first to kind of build this up. Rahona said, where you say you from again? Because my man and them over there never heard of you. I can't wait till his whole album drop. I know y'all don't understand why I like his music so much. There's just a raw, shocking honesty there that I like. Kind of wanted to do a black liner. But I feel like it would just be too much for this. Now I'm just going to blend this out. All right. Okay, yes, this is what I want. Child, blankety, what is this? Yes, blankety fools me sometimes. Looking a little too white. All right, now I'm just gonna go back over this. All right, now, because I just want a little bit more shine, I'm gonna use lip glass. So this is in the shade Nymphette. Nice little cute pink. I like that. I don't like I don't think I'm really rocking with how that little lining it heavy on the corners. I don't like that. This is perfect. Damn, this is perfect. I like this. Okay, so what was the combo? It was Kinda Chestnut Liner, Kinda Sexy, topped off with Nymphette. And that's gonna give you nice little neutral pinkish brown lip to go with your bright turquoise eye. That is the lip combo, Saints and Aints. Love you, bye.